Dom Mendes, basically his role for this entire team has been to really start momentum. And whether he's going against a highly ranked guy or a not so highly ranked guy, Dom always really is a buzzsaw out there. And so we see already some ankle work with Figueroa out there trying to take that low single again, trying to get that low single on that one side. Looks like Figueroa is basically setting the pace a little bit more. That's one of the things that Dom does not want to do is get into that pace. He's got to set his own pace. So you can see him start to get out of that tie, start cutting those arms a little bit. Oh, nice shot. In on that leg. Dom's trying to fight that. You see him working into that back crotch. Figueroa trying to change off to a double. Dom still working, Nice tight body lock around there, trying to keep those legs from going over. Oh, getting into that scramble position. Still no points. Ah, and there's the 3 points with the step over. Figueroa gets that takedown. That deep hand into the crotch there on the right-hand side, really keeping the pressure on Dom's hips. Dom works his way up to that three-point stance. Still fighting up to those feet. See that right. Oh, there he goes. Nice opening, getting those hips away for that one-point escape. Figueroa circles himself back into the center here. And I see Dom he's a little bit slower. I usually see his feet moving around a lot more when they're on their feet for to try to set up some offense. Usually really good at changing elevation. I want to see that more from Dom. Let's kind of shake Figueroa up a little bit. Just under a minute left of the first period. Figueroa's up 3-1. Figueroa in the maroon. Dom Mendes in the black and silver there. .30 seconds left to go in the first period. Oh, attempted a shot. Oh, there we go. Looks like a fireman's carry set up. He's got that arm, trying to get that dump. Oh, and he's going to step over. Oh, they're still battling right on the edge of the mat. And this is one of the things that Dom is usually really good at. Oh, does he get that too? Looked like he had the leg in. He's waiting to keep that toe in. Really good fighting there by Figueroa out on the side. Man, that was a great looking, almost fireman's carry by Dom Mendes. And that's what we need for Dom, is to keep that offense up and just really attack. Into that second period. Dom back up again. See if he can loosen up that hip like he did the last time. Spiral ride set up by Richie Figueroa up on top, Arizona State. And Figueroa just really kind of holding on, not really doing a whole lot with that spiral. Just kind of leaning into him. This is the same thing we had last time. Dom was able to kind of get his hips away. Again, working on that half, coming on up. The hips starting to loosen up just there a little bit. Still really waiting to see something happen up in that top position. We don't really see Figueroa really attempting to bring Dom Mendes back down to the mat at all. Again, just holding on with that. There's a spiral ride going back and forth from across the neck to the spiral. Just sitting back on his hips the whole time. Now, even though we didn't get any sort of points there, that was a lot of good time there for Figueroa up on top. He's got that 1:45 riding time up on the top. Caution on Dom Mendes. Again, he's trying to get up as fast as he can, so he's just like a loaded spring on the bottom. Oh, and there goes Figueroa. We're trying to work that cradle. Again, he's hanging on the backside, heavy on that head, trying to get his hands locked. Slipped off for the top there. Dom Mendes. Oh, tries to go up underneath. Again, scramble situation. We're under 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Still turning. Still trying to move his hips. And still in that scramble position. And we finally get that stalling call there on Figueroa, Arizona State. But I tell you what, he has really set his hooks in for that riding time, 2 minutes and 21 seconds already. Again, does the exact same thing. Hooks that back leg, trying to sit off to the side, looking for that cradle. You can see him setting it up again there as we go into that short time into the end of the period. 2 periods down, 1 to go. And we've seen a big tempo change with Figueroa from the first period to Figueroa in the second period. And Dom wants to go on his feet. And I think that's a wise choice for Dom. This way he can at least set the tempo. He's only down by 3. So we got that 1 escape where Dom let him up there as we go into the final 2 minutes. 1 takedown with tied up. At least on the points, he's got to get some of that riding time down. Again, I see Dom just kind of settling into Figueroa's tactics of just trying to slow down. Nice little slide by there. Oh, Figueroa goes in for that low single. He's got those long arms, able to hook that. Dom Mendes takes him off, tries to sit on that overhook to see if he can set up that fireman's carry again. Figueroa just sitting down towards his butt, maybe kind of getting to a bump there, just bump him over that heel. Minute 10 left to go in the third period. And again, this is all really Figueroa needs to do is slow down the pace of Dom Mendes. And he's doing it so far, and this is the thing, you know, Dom's playing into that. Oh, man, there's that low single again, and he just picks those things like crazy. We did get a stalling call for 1 point to go to Dom Mendes. Ugly little twist of the legs here. And we have 30 seconds left to go. Richie Figueroa is up by 2, technically 3 with riding time. Gets a caution. Caution on Dom, but he's fired up. He's fired up, ready to go. That's 2 cautions down. Richie Figueroa gets in there on that leg. See Dom just, man, look at the flexibility. Just straight split right there on the mat. Has that crotch lock, but this is the thing. He's not going to get a whole lot out of that. 15 seconds left to go. Oh, and they get the 3-point right at the 10-second to go mark, which starts that riding time up again. And ASU is going to start with their first win with an 8-2 over Dom Mendes. We got some replays coming up from that event. And this is the thing, you know, in the very beginning, Figueroa was just on fire with those low singles and those low attacks. And he really was hot right out of the gate. But Dom held up there. And this is one of the things, even though Dom may not win the match, this is one of that he can do. He does fight really, really hard, which gets the next guys fired up. Till 133, we have Kota Holman for Cal Poly. And Julian Chlebove from ASU in the maroon. Big clash of the heads there from Julian. A lot of good head control into that single leg on the left-hand side. Tries to post it up on his knee there. See that? A little bit of a whizzer going on by Kota. Some big springs. And this is a, whoa! Got chopped out of that tree. Back down to the ground. Julian with that first 3-point. He's got that arm. He's working up over the back of Kota there. On the right-hand side. You can't see it here, but on the right. Oh, works into that tilt. He's getting some counts already. Looking for that edge of the mat. Looking for that edge of the mat. Still stuck underneath there. And, oh, he's got those legs hooked in. That's deep. Oh, good fight. Good fight off there by Kota. But, man, look at the pressure. There's a lot of pressure there by Julian. Kota in that down position. Oop, we have a caution on red.
Step away, Zeke. Step away.
Got those long arms into the deep crotch there, really controlling the hips, and you can see how high he's riding. That's one of the things, if you're a longer athlete like Julian is, got those long arms and long legs, you can afford to get yourself up over top if you have those hips controlled with those long, deep spiral up on top there into a deep waist. Oh, and he goes to work that arm right back onto the back again. Same tilt we saw last time, and man, he is effective with that. Look at that, which really just takes the wing out from Kota. He has no fight on that one side. And then here's one of the things that ASU is known for, a lot of mat talking from the athlete to the ref, trying to get some sort of a push there. And again, you know, Julian is just a much more dominant wrestler here than Kota, and so he's just starting to get really aggressive. And this is one of the things that Kota can really take as just a chance to go big. Start, you know, instead of being afraid of trying anything, but just get after him and just kind of fight him a little bit. But, man, Julian's looking slick. Hands on the head. And Kota just, it looks like he's just trying to hold on, which is allowing Julian to really get into that offensive work. You can see, look at that. Oh, working to the head, going to that low ankle pick. Attempt there to shot. Didn't really respond quickly to that. And that will bring us to a tech fall within that first period time frame, 17-2. And I tell you what, that was just a takedown seminar. I mean, just those tilts to the same kind. And look at what he was working in. I tell you, he almost had a fall in that. Took the wing out. Man, that was a wicked tilt. And again, same thing. Arm on the back, legs around the hips. Man, that's tight. And then a little bit of talking there by Julian. I think he even got a little bit of a talking by the ref about that afterwards. Like, hey, let's keep it down. I got you your points, my friend. I got you your points. Your point score, your point total so far, 8-0. Arizona State over Cal Poly. We got Abe Henrickson against Jesse Vasquez. And this is an important match, I think, for Cal Poly because there's a lot of those high-ranking wrestlers for ASU. When you get down into the not as higher-ranking athletes here, these are important wins for Cal Poly because maybe, oh, that was a little slide by and the leg was right there. I just don't think he was ready to get that leg or wasn't expecting it to be so easy. Nice pick and put down to the ground there by Jesse Vasquez. Can't really hold Abe down to the mat. And there are just a lot of kind of flopping around on that one. I don't think either of those guys were really ready to take either of those positions. But again, this is an important match for Cal Poly so they can get some points back up on the board. When you have these even matched athletes like this, and you know you have some really high-ranking athletes on the other team, you really got to make do on these matches. So this is a big one for Abe and a big one for Cal Poly. Works to get that underhook, and I see Abe do this a lot of times. He's got that underhook. Heads on the opposite side, so he really doesn't have control on that side. That underhook is blocking a shot from Vasquez. Big, heavy arm. Oh, wow. And again, a good scramble position. And that was a crazy little armbar. I wasn't really sure what even happened on that. And I think that kind of took Abe by surprise as well. Minute and 15 seconds left in the first period. Jesse Vasquez is up 6-1 and really having some good control. You can see that hand control on that left-hand side. Just stopping Abe from moving up. It gets up to his legs. Jesse decides to cut him up. And look at that back and forth movement with Jesse Vasquez. A lot of high velocity movement, and that's one of the things I think it just kind of shook Abe up. Abe's going to try and hold on to him, slow him down a little bit. But this is where Abe needs to really, look at that. Oh my gosh, that was so deep. Deep shot. Man, that would have been a nice one. Into that short time, under 20 seconds left to go. Nice head snap there by Abe. Oh, he just keeps getting his head and his shoulder just tweaked up there. His head was down, shoulders up. See Abe wincing on the shoulder a little bit. We'll see if we have an injury timeout. Henrickson shooting that bottom position. Nine to 2 going into the second period. Abe down that bottom position. Oh, nice hook of the legs there to knock out that post when Abe went up into that three-point. Just Vasquez just crushing on every single limb of Abe Henrickson. We got legs being blocked up. We have ankles being picked. We have wrists that are being rolled under. And what we saw last time is Jesse Vasquez got Henrickson's head down below the shoulder. And so when Abe is backing out, he's got to make sure that he keeps those arms down. Nice slide by, wow. Jesse Vasquez. And that's the same position that we saw last time. Like head down, arm up, and that is just wrenching on Abe's shoulder. And that's one of the things. If you get an athlete that you start to hurt them a little bit, they're not thinking about wrestling. They're thinking about backing up, and you can just start going offense. And that's exactly what Jesse Vasquez is doing. Great job of it. Nice single leg shot. And virtually no fight there as he gets that leg hooked in. (15-4). See the ref counting, and he's going to let go with that ankle. Go back to the count again on that ankle. Short time left to go here, just a handful of seconds left to go in the second period. Jesse Vasquez up with that 15-4. 2 minutes and 12 seconds of riding time. Jesse Vasquez going for that bottom position. A lot of hand fighting. Jesse Vasquez, good hand control. Hand fights as he comes right back up. Oh, man, arms are just twisted up. My goodness. And that's another tech fall for ASU. Jesse Vasquez taking that 19-4. And that's another win for ASU, putting more points up onto the board there. And man, I tell you, Abe just had a rough time with Jesse. Jesse was just absolutely controlling every single element of that match, and every single limb of Jesse just could not, look at that, just couldn't get a handle on him at all. So great job by Jesse Vasquez. But I tell you what, this is a match that's coming up that I'm really excited about. All right. Cal Poly's Chance Sleemer, ranked 5th in the nation right now, number 5. And he's going against Kyle Parco, who's ranked number 3. And this is a big match, big match. I'll tell you what, if I had to count it, this right here would be your Pac-12 championship. That's going to be happening in a handful of weeks here. 2 very powerful athletes, very strong athletes, very slick athletes. And one of the things that you have to look at with Kyle Parco, one, he just had his 100th win of his collegiate season, and he's a 2-time reigning Pac-12 champion. So strong winner. Oh, and not to mention the fact that he's been to the NCAAs 3 times as an All-American, and last year he was 4th. So a lot of accolades on Kyle Parco here. But Chance Lamer has been the giant killer so far this season. We've seen him going up against the big dogs and just really putting the nails to all of them. So this is an exciting match for us to see. I really want to, one, Cal Poly to get some points on the board, but then also to see if Chance can kind of slow down the momentum of ASU. You can see both these guys are really just kind of feeling each other out. I don't see anyone overexposing themselves too much. No one's reaching out too far. Controlling those wrists, controlling the hands, just kind of measuring that distance a little bit. Little slide by there, and that's one of the things that Chance is really good at, is going from one side to the other side. We almost saw that. Slide by to one side, switch to the other side. Little attempt at a fireman's over there. He's still got that hook. Parco in the marine, in the maroon suit. Oh. Had that front hand arm, putting a little bit of pressure on Chance. Chance working to keep that head position in there. Looks like Kyle works his head back into position. You can tell both these guys are, nice attempt at that shot there. And again, that's one of the things that Chance, I mean, if you're not going to get the points, at least start making those attempts, valid attempts, so that you aren't going to get that stalling call, because that could be really costly later in the upcoming rounds. 30 seconds to go. I've already seen 2 shots by, 3 shots. And that's kind of a fall in there by Parco. Let's see if he's going to be able to do something with it. Parco holding on, just kind of hanging out there. Chance very calm. A lot of pressure in that guard position. Look at that. Keeping tight. 10 seconds left to go. No control yet. No control yet. And time. Keeps that out. Keeps that out. And I tell you, this is a big match. Now, all the other matches are important. I know this is a big one for ASU, mostly for Parco, because this will be a big match between the two. But we got a block that was thrown in, and I think that Zeke Jones off on the side threw that block in looking for that thinking that we got that takedown. So we're going to see what the refs are looking at here as they're watching that replay. So you can see a lot of pressure there. A lot of hip pressure, no real control. That's going to be hard to see. The ref was in the way of the own shot. See if we can see from another angle here. Again, that's a lot of scrambling. I don't know. I mean, that was right at the time, so I don't know. I don't think he got that takedown. I mean, it was a scramble. Again, doesn't have that control in that situation. You can see where the time is clicking down. There's no real takedown there. The leg is still up, no control, still just in a scramble situation. Yeah, see the hips are tight. I mean, he's trying to go back the other way, but I don't think you see anything there. The hard thing here is you can't see the time, so you don't know when the time officially ends. I don't know, this is going to be close. Ah, they're calling that no takedown. I think that was a good call. I mean, it was a good scramble. I'll give you guys that much. And with the 0-0 going into the second period, Parco down that bottom position, and he gets the one escape. Chance has that underhook, working on the edge. Parco again, it looks like he's sped up there a little bit, tried to fall into that single leg. A lot of weight on that front end. And that's one of the things, you try to get a guy to step up, look for an ankle pick. Stalemate there at the edge of the mat. Little attempt at a shot there by Chance. Arms hooked up. Oh, a little slide by. Back on that low single for Parco. Into the crotch for Chance. Looks like Parco's trying to set up one of the rolls. Nothing there yet, though. Good position, still tight, still tight. In that crotch, you can see that Parco's going low underneath. Scramble position again. Nothing yet. Parco's really trying to work himself underneath. Look at these guys are just like squirrely out here on the mat. This is one of the things, Chance is so just dang funky. And man, that was a good fight there by Parco. Way to just settle himself in. 20 seconds left to go. I'll tell you, one of these things that these ASU guys are good at doing is that, oh, and there's that one right at the buzz, right at the 5 seconds left to go. All right, 4-1. Kyle Parco over Chance Lamer. Going into the third period here, Chance is going to take that down position. Caution on red. That would be cut for Kyle. Little jump of the gun. Some heavy pressure up top by Parco. Just able to pop himself right back up with Chance. I like the way he's got his elbows to the inside, trying to work on the hand control, and there he goes. Chance gets that one escape. Score is now 4-2. Oh, almost had that one. Works that underhook, controls that underhook. Chance trying to work his arm back on the inside. Attempting reach on that far single. Again, more of a setup there for Chance. See if he can get, trying to get Kyle to move around a little bit. One minute remaining. There's that warning call again on Parco. Again, looks like, he tries to get that leg as it gets his hands on those back tendons of that knee. Parco's got 35 seconds left to go. I think he's just going to try to hold on. We got a stalemate. So no riding time, what to speak of. We only got 30 seconds. That's a step back right there by Parco. I'm surprised we didn't see it. Chance was going big for it. Parco really not doing anything. Again, still just backing up. Still backing up. Still backing up. Wow, I'm surprised that Cal Poly crowd is going crazy yelling at the refs for stalling. There's the next stall, and there's 1 point. By 1 point left to go. And you know what? He had to give it a shot. Had to give it a shot on that one. 4-3. I tell you what, the Pac-12 championship is going to be a fun match to watch. And I really think that Chance is going to be a little bit more pissed off about that one on the next. But look at this scramble. I mean, these guys were just not letting things go. And I tell you what, Parco, I mean, guys, he's a great wrestler. He's solid. And he was really not letting Chance get anything going, especially at the end. Tried. It's all you can do. One lamer is down and out. We bring our next lamer in, Legend Lamer. And I tell you what, he's got a tough one here, Jacori Teemer. Jacori is ranked number 3 in the nation right now. 2-time All-American. All right. And this is what we want to see. We want to see Legend not go in fearful. He's got to get out there and mix it up, fight it up. These ASU guys, they're very confident. If you give them a little confidence, they're just going to run you down. So you really need to take it to them and just sit there and fight with them. There we go. In on the leg. I think he was a little surprised about that. Still working, still fighting, still trying to get. There he goes, gets a little up, still holding on. I'll tell you what, he almost lost that. Wow, that was some good scrambling right there, though, by both of those guys, Teemer and Legend. Got some heavy hands with both these guys going into those collar tie-ups. That thumb block there by Teemer, keeping Legend out. We're gonna he falls back into that single again. Low single, trying to work it up. Trying to stay tight. Man. Jacori's got some great hip pressure. All right, now he's got to slow down. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. taking down the number 3 in the country. And hanging out, sucking into that riding time. Look at that. Riding time starting to work in for him. Ah, there we go. It's a nice little takedown there by Legend Lamer. .110 remaining on the clock in the first period. 16 seconds of riding time. Just got that ball started. All right, stops that. Some decent hip control there by Legend. You can see him working those feet, trying to keep that leg extended. That foot that's hooking that leg, trying to keep it extended. Deep waist. Still riding on that hip. Legend doing good at keeping that really tight pressure hip to hip. 30 seconds remaining. He's got to hold on for that next couple seconds to get that 1 minute. And look at that bar. He's got that nice bar on the one side. Really keeping the pressure on Jacori. Deep, deep spiral. You can see that right arm in there deep in the crotch. Good extension with that back leg. And look at that. Legend Lamer up 3-0 with 1 minute and 25 seconds riding time over Jacori Teemer. Legend takes that bottom position going into this number 2. And he cuts him for the 1. Legend Lamer up 4-0. There he goes. Good head control there. Whoop, whoop. Oh, wow. That was a great defensive position there by Legend Lamer. Oh, is in deep on that leg and just drops it. Man, I tell you, I'm not seeing as much follow through as I thought I would see from Jacori here from ASU. Just kind of drops in on those legs. About 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Legend Lamer is up 4-0. Little back and forth shot. Legend is in, he comes out. Jacori's back in, and we got that stuff. He's got his head stuffed into the mat there. Calling a stalemate here. 49 seconds left to go. Looks like we might have a blood call or something. I'm not sure where we see the blood or where it's coming from. Yeah, too. Very, very impressed with Legend Lamer, the way he's been executing and following through and not being scared at all. You could take your number 3. I'm going to go ahead and just run this score up 4-0. What do you think about that? 49 seconds left in the second period. He's also got that minute and 23 seconds of riding time. So currently sitting at 5-0. It's a great position for him to be in. And I tell you what, I actually think he's starting to run. He's running the gauntlet there on Jacori. At least Jacori doesn't seem to be wanting to be very aggressive. I don't see a whole lot of offense. Attempted a double leg, nothing. Attempted another double leg and nothing. Legend blocking him out, little thumb block there. Tries to get to that one side. Got that arm bar over there, and Jacori gets his 3 points and cuts him. Nice arm bar to that shot. Very slick. 25 seconds left to go here. see Jacori looking up the clock. Nice head snap there by Teemer. Not able to finish that up, but we see a lot of activity there. A lot more activity than we saw in the last one. Almost got that low single again. A couple seconds left to go, and the second period will be done. As we go into the final period here. Third period, Legend Lamer's up 5-3. He has that, Legend has that minute and 22nd. Looked like Zeke Jones over on the side was telling Jacori to go neutral. Jacori crawled himself over into that down position. Legend staying tight, making sure that he doesn't lose those hips. All right, Jacori Teemer with that 1-point escape. Puts us at 5-4. A lot of sizing up right now. A lot of sizing up by both these guys. Legend has to be careful not to let that arm get stuck in there for another one of those 2-on-1s that Teemer was really got that first takedown with. Again, look at that thumb block. Oh, into that double. Man, that was deep. Wow. Man, and I tell you what, the ASU coaching staff is all over the mat trying to either tell the refs what's going on or to make sure they can get some coaching in there. My goodness. Just over a minute left to go in the third period. Jacori Teemer is leading for the first time 7-6, which is actually 7-7 with the riding time. It was a great double that Jacori had that last little flurry. Little attempt there to shot by Legend. Oh, another deep shot, running through it. Trying to fight, oh. And that was a nice blasting double for Jacori Teemer in the final seconds here of the third period. Legend gets that one. And there's the final second dance that usually seems to happen. Jacori Teemer with the win, 10-7 over Legend Lamer. In on that deep single. We saw these early. Man, this was a great first takedown. I think that really set the stage for the rest of the match, gave him a lot of confidence, and actually really slowed Jacori down. But I tell you what, when you get Teemer in that straight double shot, wow. He's just like a wrecking. Boom, look at that. Head straight into the middle and just drives right through you. So a great fight by Legend Lamer. He should be proud of that for sure. All right, 165, we have Michael Goldfeder here going against Chance McLane. McLane there in the maroon. Goldfeder in the black from Cal Poly. These guys have wrestled a couple of years ago, back in 22, so 2 seasons ago, where Goldfeder got the best of McLane 5-2. So might see, whoa, we're going for a little throw action right at this side there. And since we're right on the edge of the mat, looks like we got that takedown. Good attempt at that throw, though. My Goldfeder in that bottom position. Chance McLane working that spiral half. You see the half on the one side, deep in the crotch on the other side. Into that arm bar. Hanging out there on the edge of the mat. Both these guys just kind of hanging on again. That deep cross collar. Almost got an arm there. You could see Chance is hanging on that foot. That toe is what's keeping them in bounds. So, and I think he was a little shocked that they stopped that, but that was because they were actually starting to go off the mat, even though his toe was there in the line, trying to keep that clock running. Oh, Mike Goldfeder almost was able to get up off that bottom. Chance rolling that wrist, controlling that wrist up in the front. You can see that. Head and arm, works that arm to the back. Again, that just really takes that post out. It makes it very difficult to do anything on the bottom. End up thinking more about that arm than anything else. We saw this tilt earlier in the 133s. A lot of pressure on that back of Goldfeder, just burying him into the ground. Nice job of getting that arm off his back. About 20 seconds remaining here in the first period. Chance McLane up 3-0. Again, just really controlling those wrists. Look at all that pressure. Pressure at the hips, pressure at the head. And that really is just snuffing any sort of movement that Goldfeder might be having on that bottom, or coming up from that bottom. Team score so far 19-0. ASU. No real pressure at all by Mike Goldfeder up on that top position. So Chance McLane gets that escape, puts him up 4-0 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds of riding time. Thumb blocking out there by Goldfeder. Some heavy collar ties. Not really set anything up with that, just kind of hanging on, slowing the activity down. Trying to get some sort of a snap down there for Goldfeder. Was not able to even move. But wow, that was a deep, slick, low single, but just not able to pick up with or come up with it. Moving out of bounds, we get looks like that was a stalling call on Goldfeder as it went out. Working to that high crotch you can see on that left-hand side by McLane. Man, he is just controlling the movement of Goldfeder. 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Heard Coach Shuey from Cal Poly telling Mike here to open up a little bit. That's the thing, you know, Mike's best move on his feet is that blasting double. But we haven't seen him really take that shot at it yet. Two periods down. Score of 4-0. Another point of riding time. There's a whole period of riding time. And we're going to that neutral position. Almost had a single there, took a shot at, wow. And just use that movement to his advantage with Chance getting that outside knee hook, that knee pick for that double, or for that takedown. Wow, clean double leg shot for 3. Score on the floor right now, 10-1. Chance McLane tries to do that diving cradle. Get the one escape, 10-2. And again, this is what we were talking about, the confidence. Look at the confidence of Chance McLane. I mean, he's just going and trying to set up all kinds of I'll say it, silly things. I mean, they're just odd, funny movements. But he's just trying to open Mike up. And if Mike has an opening, then Chance just blasts him. So we'll see if we have another blasting shot there. Boom. There it was. He went on a low single, kind of came up. You know, those underhooks. 30 seconds remaining left to go in the third period. Tried for a high crotch. Wasn't able to finish it out. 19 seconds remaining. 10-2 with 1. We'll make it 11-2. And all that bouncing around just really is opening up Mike Goldfeder. Boom, look at that single. There it was. 3 seconds left to go. See if we get something here. And that's another win for the Sun Devils. Chance McLane getting 11-2. Got that underhook. Now this is right here. Now you gotta give it to him. I mean, Goldfeder, he gave the shot. It is what it is. You know, he lost a takedown there, but it seemed like he just lost his momentum, and Chance just really turned it on. I mean, he just was slick on his feet, dancing around, moving around. Boom, look at that double. Goldfeder just couldn't stop that. All right, at 174 we have Daniel Viscarra, Cal Poly there in the gray. KO Valencia for ASU in the maroon. You know, this is one of those things we were hoping to see Adam Kemp in this particular weight class wrestling here for Cal Poly. He's mending up some injuries right now. And again, you gotta remember, be smart for the big events, the qualifiers, getting to nationals. Deep single leg there by KO. Still swirling around on the floor. Daniel Viscarra not giving it up. Still holding that position. Still in a scramble position. Up to a single leg for himself. All right, and he's working that, trying to set that. Doesn't want to lose it yet. Great fight by KO Valencia. A lot of good pressure with that whizzer. You can see him really trying to work that foot down lower and lower. Daniel Viscarra slides up, loses that, comes up to an underhook. Ooh, and a blasting double. by Kale Valencia right on the edge there, right at the line. That was a great response and a great tactical shot right there on the line. Ooh, a little roll out there. Look at that. Wow. From no movement, which I was just going to say, I'm really glad I didn't. I was going to say, wow, there's not really a whole lot of movement here. And then like an absolute spring, Viscarra blasted that roll to get that reversal, bringing the score to 3-2 and bringing that riding time back down. He does have that leg hooked in there. We'll see if he can do something with it. His hips are down a little low. I don't see him working too much stuff on the other side. Looked like he had a little bit of an ankle trying to drive. Trying to work some sort of a cradle. Can't even get really that crossface to come across. Man, I tell you what, Kale Valencia, he's just like a stone statue down there. Daniel can't move him. Great use of the hip on the back. I like that he has that leg hooked in deep. A lot of hip pressure. $30 seconds left to go. I'm sorry, 20 seconds left to go in the period. We brought down the riding time and reverse that up to 1 minute now for Daniel Viscarra, who now has the 1 minute of riding time. 10 seconds left to go in the first period. Oh, and he's got double hooks in. And that's just a nice little way to go into your second period, being able to really bury your opponent with some hip pressure. Daniel takes that bottom position for Cal Poly. See if we'll have another one of those explosive rolls from earlier. Up to the three-point stance. Oh, to another roll. Oh, man, I tell you what, almost got something on that. Got that one-point escape. Whew. Man, I tell you, Daniel Viscarra just isn't being as offensively aggressive as Kale Valencia. I'm sorry, Viscarra is as Kale Valencia is. But they always get themselves into the scramble. Look at that. Holding onto that ankle. Kale's trying to kick him off that leg. 52 seconds left to go in the second period. We're up 3-3. With Daniel Viscarra having the 1 point for riding time. 1 minute and 2 seconds again, blasting. Dang. Those double legs by Kale Valencia are just, man, they're like a wrecking ball. $25 seconds left to go. One point escape. Man, look at that. Okay. We have 11 seconds left to go. And we have all the coaching bench yelling at Daniel to keep low because that's what we're going to be getting. Kale Valencia just coming in with those dive bombing doubles. Second period is done. 6-4, Kale Valencia over Daniel Viscarra. That riding time has been etched down to only 36 seconds for Daniel Viscarra. We've only really seen one movement from KO Valencia, and that's been that double. So if Daniel wants to block out from that, man, he needs to stay low or he needs to attack. You know what? Swing and a miss on that one, but man, it was a good attempt of trying to get in there. Valencia releases Viscarra for that another escape, which is really smart, not just because he can get the takedowns, but also because it seems like that's where Danny's the best, is in that down position. So just if you remove that from him, he's not going to have anything left to do. Attack, attack, attack. Wow. Man, KO Valencia has just gotten better and better as this match has gone on. Just under 30 seconds left to go. 18-6 with the takedown to the back. Releases him again. 10 seconds left to go. So we have we have bricks being tossed out and then not being tossed out. It's like if you're going to toss it out, you're going to use that. Remember, you only have so many that you can use, so you don't want to waste it on something that's not going to be worth. But what we're looking at to see if that was a takedown at the end. Look at, we are dragging the 1 foot to see if they actually went and had the control as they went out of bounds. With Valencia trying to drag that toe. It was a smart move. I mean, it was risky going in the last 10 seconds there. But it was tight. So you see that blasting shot right at the edge. And I'll tell you, if you are any wrestler out there, everyone worries about all the stuff that happens in the middle of the mat. But if you can wrestle tough at the edge of the mat, you're going to get points. Ooh. And that right there is where Zeke and the rest of the Arizona State coaching staff threw the brick in. Now they're calling no takedown on that. 9 seconds left to go. So they were going for that tech fall. Man, I tell you what, he was well on his way too. KO Valencia, 21-7. Sorry, 22-8 over Daniel Viscarra, the 174. And wow, I mean, Valencia was just a takedown machine, shot after shot after shot. You know, and Daniel just really couldn't stop those. You know, he had that one great little flurry there in the beginning from the down position, that nice little roll. But other than that, it was just, look at these takedowns. That's the thing. He was committing to each one of those, Valencia was, and just driving and driving and driving. Boom. Beautiful shots. Beautiful shots. Saw the opening and just dove at it. Which puts a score for the teams, 27 ASU and a blanked out Cal Poly Mustang. The 184-pound class, we have Kendall Rosa and Tony Negron. Tony in on that single leg. Kendall trying to really put some hips into him. Changes it off to a double with a lift. Pulls him back into the mat. The nice settle down to the ground. Gets his 3 points for that takedown. Good control on that back ankle. You can see him really sucked in tight on that ankle. Makes it really hard for Kendall to pop his hips away. Man, the other thing, these ASU guys, they do that head and arm a lot. A lot of pressure there. Really buries that shoulder. Working into that wing, trying to get that arm bar. Going for that optional start there. LaRosa gets the one. A lot of just checking that distance. Finding that range. Thumb block there by LaRosa on the left-hand side. Little juke to the left leg. A lot of hand fighting going on out there, especially on the right-hand side between both these guys. Change in elevation for Negron. Head snap there by LaRosa, but didn't get a whole lot out of it. I'm not sure where we're going to, may have been in some eye poking, but I didn't see if there was any blood or anything like that, so I'm not really sure where everyone was going. Negron up 3-1. Negron trying to zero in on that right ankle. Yep, there he is, trying to test that one out. Kendall with that thumb block again on that left-hand side. These guys are just playing mercy out there on the right with the right hands. One period is down going into the second period. Tony Negron is up 3-1 over Kendall LaRosa. Negron is down for ASU. Kendall without a whole lot of pressure there on Negron at that bottom position. You see Tony just got right up, hand control right out. Ooh, okay. Nice attack at the head, but there wasn't really a follow-through as far as a planned setup. Ooh, to the ankle. That was a good pick. Wasn't able to catch, wasn't able to hold on to it, so it was a good reaction by LaRosa, getting that ankle out of that. And there is definitely a length difference between these two guys, so that's something that Kendall really has to be aware of. It's pretty apparent that Tony Negron doesn't really like the hands in the face. Ooh, all right. So again, Kendall's starting to move him around a little bit. So even though that's a great little setup, putting that hand up there in the forehead and kind of, playing patty cake with the head a little bit, you don't want to open yourself up when you do that. So Kendall needs to be careful as he's reaching out, not letting that get timed up, but really protecting himself as he's hanging that out there and trying to irritate Tony. There he is on a low single on the left-hand side. Tony spins it out, but Kendall's able to switch it off to a double. Tony comes back, and he's in now on a double. 15 seconds left to go. Big fight here to the end. This is important not to get this. Turns out, blocks out. 9 seconds left to go as they go out of bounds, and that was good reaction. And actually, one of the best floors I think that we've seen here in this match between these two guys. Two periods down. Going into the final period. Tony Negron 4-1 over Kendall LaRosa. LaRosa is down for Cal Poly, takes that bottom position. No advantage time or riding time here, really. We got 31 seconds for Negron. You can see Negron working that left leg of LaRosa, really trying to control that. Again, going for that head and arm on the right-hand side. Kind of hard to see from this angle. Oh, turning into it. We got a 2-point reversal, standing reversal. Kendall cuts him. We have 1:22 left to go. 5-3 with 1 minute and 1 second of riding time for Negron from ASU. Actually sets it at 6-3. So this is important for Kendall to get this takedown. One minute left to go. Oh, a jab at that single leg. "35 seconds left to go," and you can see Negron is just really holding on to that position. He's not going to open himself up. He's not going to take any chances. Doesn't have any warning calls on him right now, so he's just hanging out. It's not going to look at that. He could have taken that shot. He didn't really want to take that shot. "15 seconds left to go." Kendall tried to do a little slip shot there. And again, Negron is very aware of the time. He gets a stalling call. We knew that was going to happen as they ride into the last 4 seconds here. We got one for the stalling. I'm sorry, one for the riding time to put 6-3 on the board for Tony Negron. And this was that first takedown. Beautifully set down there. And then this is what we had. A lot of, it's a tough sport, right? As my friend Mike Malaconico would say, it's a tough sport. It just happens sometimes. Nice little standing reversal there. I think that actually took Tony by surprise. But other than that, really couldn't get what he wanted out on the floor. That puts the team score at 30-0 ASU. Brings it up to 197. We have Jared Priest out there, prancing back and forth against Jacob Messner. Jacob Messner coming pretty hot and heavy on that tie-up. Tries for that shot, stopped by that underhook by Jared. Jared Priest there in the black and gray. Jacob Messner in the maroon. Little slide down to the single, gets that three-point takedown. Jared cuts him for the one. A lot of pushing pressure there by Jacob Messner. That could really play into Jared's benefit. When you got someone pushing in on you, all you have to do is really set them up to duck under them or slide to the side or get them in. Look at that. Oh, he was deep in on that. I think he shocked himself. He was so deep. Switches off there to a single leg by Messner. Nice hips by Priest. You see that whizzer on that one side, that overhook, trying to work his head back in position. Little hip toss doesn't work out for him very well. They go out of bounds. Messner coming in hard with that underhook. Trying to work on that outside single. Again, really using those thumb blocks. Not too much happening here, not too much setup yet. You see a lot of pushing. Just over 30 seconds left to go in the first period, with Priest up 3-1 over Jacob Messner. Oh, to his back. Oh, nice little toss there, but that was a great flurry. Nice toss there by Priest, that little underhook, little toss, but Jacob Messner, nice reaction. Rolled right out of that, was very aware of what was happening. Going into the second period, Jared Priest, Cal Poly up 3-1 over Jacob Messner from ASU. No real pressure being done. On top, a hand control there by Jared. 1 point escape. Jared starting to move around a little bit on his feet. Ooh, some nice little chops there by Messner. Nice chops. Guys are both really tight in that tie-up. Well, we're getting a little aggressive up here now. Heavy hands, as they say. Ooh, some nice movement there. Again, we got to do that to the inside. We got a stalling call. Got a stalling call for red. There's that single. Nice, stands it up. Nice to the back. Gets his 3 points. We have 15 seconds left to go. Jared's up 7-1. This is important for Priest, just not to let up that one. Hold that one ankle, or at least hold him and lift him. See if he brings him back down to the ground. Nice little lift. Tries to suck him back, not able to get anything out of it. A couple seconds left to go here in the second period. 2 down, 1 to go. Jared up 7 to Messner's 1. And Jacob Messner is going to take that down position. Jared Priest is up on top. No riding time, really. Have about 16 seconds. We got a caution on red. Little jump of the gun, trying to get up there and out of there. Jared trying to hold on there for a little bit, cuts him. 7-2 is the score here on the mat as we go into the third period. Working on that dance a little bit with these heavy hands going into that collar tie-up. That post into that single, changes to the double for the 3. Works to cut him. Tries to get that 2 on the edge there. Jared's got 10 points to Jacob's 3. Again, trying to work on that right side single that Priest has had some success with here in this match. Working to the other side. Oh, it's a nice little switch back to side, leg to leg. Got that stalling call and got that point. Jared Priest is up 11-3. And we're coming down to just about 30 seconds left in the match. Nice little shot there by Jacob Messner. Hands can't get locked there on Jared's leg. Nice little get around. See if he gets it. Nope, has a nice little roll on the mat. 19 seconds left to go. Ten seconds left to go. Jared in on that shot. Trying to walk him out. Looks like we have... didn't know if they'd call that for trying to flee. 6 seconds left. 6 seconds left to go. Little spin around, see if we get it. Not able to get that takedown. Cal Poly finally gets to get some points up on the board with Jared winning 11-3 over Jacob Messner. Man, I tell you what, the crowd here really needed that nice little whip. Nice little whip to those to that low ankles. That was a flurry. I was hoping we got that one on tape. Nice little whip from that underhook, but great reaction by Messner. Aggressive single leg And I really like the way he went right from that, right to that trip. Beautiful shots. And I'll tell you what, Cal Poly really needed that. Apparently, it looks like someone won a TV. I'd like to win a TV. I don't think I signed up to get the TV. As we go into the last match of the evening, we have Cole Jackson from Cal Poly. And right there in that big maroon suit is Colton Schultz, number 4, ranked in the nation currently, 2-time Pac-10 or Pac-12 champion, 3-time All-American, was 7th place last year, 2nd the year before that. I'll tell you what, he is a stud. Great on his feet. He's a Greco guy, so he's all about the throws. And if you're a heavyweight and you're a good thrower, that definitely is what you want in your favor. Cole in a precarious position. You do not want your head down and your underhook had by Colton Schultz here. We already have a warning on Cole Jackson. I'll tell you what, I'd be backing up out of that too. Even with all those heavy hands, you can see the experience here with Cole. All right, nice shot, nice shot. I think that was a good attempt. Cole's a big boy, though. Or I'm sorry, Colton's a big boy. That was good. That was a good try. You know, he got in there deep. What I like that's happening with Cole Jackson right now is at least he's not being afraid to try stuff. Heavy hands. You know, he's going to put some heavy arms on him. Ooh, took that shot. I'm really glad he blocked the legs out there. The last thing you want is a heavyweight putting the legs in on you. Underhook there by Schultz. We got another warning stalling on Cole Jackson for 1 point for Schultz. Puts Colton Schultz up 3-1. Going for it. Man, that's a lot of weight on your head there. You can see Colton Schultz there. A lot of weight on the front. I mean, he doesn't need to really get, crazy and try to put himself in any sort of jeopardy or really push the tempo at all. He's got to sit there and wait for the opening that Cole Jackson's going to give him. And, man, Schultz is just strong. And he's heavy. I mean, look at the weight that he's putting on top of Cole Jackson. Trying to work a half on this side. He's being really nice and mean, as you should, with that crossface. Sometimes you just have to do it just to make it hurt. Not that you're going to try to get a whole lot of points out of it, but trying to work that little H, that little bit of hurt. Colton Schultz is taking that bottom position as we go into the second period. Schultz is up 7-1 over Cole Jackson. Schultz comes right up. Gets his 1-point escape. And all of the juking and all of the movement that Cole Jackson is doing just isn't even shaking Colton Schultz. He's not even responding to any of the jukes that are happening. Oh, tight on that underhook. We got another stalling on Cole Jackson. I mean, I don't know, man. What are you going to do, right? I mean, Jackson is really trying to open Schultz up, but he just can't get him to move. Can't get him to step. Can't get him to change elevation. Can't get him to react to anything that he's doing, and that's frustrating. Look at that, even with that juke, I don't see Schultz even reacting to it. I mean, he's trying. I'll give that to him. He's trying. "30 seconds left to go." Attempted that shot, and then just Schultz goes right around and gets that next three. Puts him up 12-1 as we get into that 15 seconds before the end of the period here. I'm sorry, the second period here. That riding time just increasing. (12-1) as we go into the third period. Colton Schultz has 1 minute and 18 seconds of riding time. And we're going to go ahead and go neutral. Some frustrating hand control going on here. Schultz with that 2-on-1, that Russian on that one side. Little slide by. Gets another takedown. 3 points, puts him up 15-1. Gets his 1 point escape. Last 40 seconds left here in the duel. Schultz up 15-2 over Cole Jackson. Jackson trying, can't really get through, can't drive into him, can't set him up. 20 seconds left to go. And Colton Schultz just goes ahead and winds down the clock. And that is a big, big win for ASU. But I'll tell you what, if you're trying to go against a mountain, it's going to be a tough one. And you got to hand it to Cole Jackson. You know, you have one of the best out there on the floor you're going against, and he is literally a brick wall. Can't shuck him, you can't jive him, you can't juke him. But he tried, and he gave what he could for him out there. Overall, this was a tough match for Cal Poly for sure. No way that you want to end your season, your home matches. That was Cal Poly's final home match of the season with a loss of 34-4, and that's a tough one. Again, Cal Poly didn't have their full strength staff out there. Sometimes it just is what it is, trying to save those guys. But they have their next match coming up against Stanford at Stanford this Sunday, and then Cal Baptist will be up after them before we get into the Pac-12s and the Nationals after that. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. I'm Bill Grunler. Good job, ASU. Sorry, Cal Poly. We see you guys on the next one. I'm out.